What's up, YouTube? As promised, I'm doing a quick video on savings. Came up this morning, I was having a conversation with a friend about, how small emergencies can kind of throw you for a loop if you're really not prepared for things. And it was also piggybacked by an article I came across the other day. It was an older Washington Post article that stated that over 46% of Americans say that they don't have $400 on hand to handle an emergency. They would either have to borrow the money or use a credit card to handle a $400 emergency, and that's pretty alarming. Considering, I'm not saying that everybody makes a lot of money, but that's why I guess lifestyle and discipline comes into play. And following the rules of Dave Ramsey, my personal belief is that initially you have to have at least $1,000 set aside for an emergency fund. And that's just to cover basic stuff that might happen. You need some new glasses, you gotta buy some new tires, new windshield, or anything, something that might require a deductible as far as your insurance or something. And just having that $1,000 cash on the side, that you can either have in a banking account or somewhere where you just won't touch it, you know what I'm saying? And it's specifically for that emergency. Is a basic start, just to prevent you from being, in that 46% that can get thrown if you gotta buy tires. Your whole financial planning is screwed, and all you if you're in that position, you probably hadn't done any planning anyway, but it's something to think about. If you haven't started saving, starting to put some stuff aside, start thinking there. Even before that, I did a video before speaking about saving 10% of your income, and starting with just living off the 90% that you have to spend. And that's pretty much the most basic monetary discipline that you can have. Just putting aside or paying yourself first, because you start to build a reserve. You start to have and see funds that you can utilize, for personal savings. You might expand or utilize part of that 10% for savings, a part of that for investment or whatever. But you'll start to see your finances grow. You'll start to see stuff in places, especially if you do investments in IRAs or whatever, where you can't necessarily access the funds. You'll definitely see your money grow there, because just that, you cannot access the funds until retirement, until you're 65 or whatever. So just having those things in place, of course, along with and primarily that emergency fund that you do have somewhat tangibly, but not in your wallet, so that you'll be tempted to spend it, is a great start. Following that, another thing to think about is gathering 3 to 6 months of your expenses, and that's adding up what it costs to be you. All your bills, not just what you make. Don't necessarily look at that, but look at what it costs to be you. All your expenses added up. Multiply that times 3. Try to save that amount. If it costs $3,000 to be you, times 3 is $9,000. So really working to, on top of that $1,000, having that 3 months of expenses. Because if you get ill or something, that $1,000 won't cover. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's a larger medical emergency where you might need $4,000 or $5,000, or you might not be able to work for a month. You just want to have certain things in place, or start thinking about having certain things in place, just to protect yourself. We're all out here working to, achieve our goals and stuff, but a lot of times we just place our money in the wrong places. We tend to spend what we consider disposable income versus, saving for that rainy day, which will eventually come. It's not a rainy day. We all know it rains, It's just a matter of when, and making sure you're prepared, okay? So just something to think about. Like I said, it's short, it's under 5 minutes, so no biggie. But start saving, guys. Start putting your money aside, just so you can feel more secure. If you're married, you want your spouse to feel secure. You want to think futuristically, as far as generational, making sure your kids are secure, making sure your family, future generations are secure. Cool? Get to it. Peace. Like, subscribe, comment, and give me some feedback. Peace.